Hey gamers, today I got another topic for you. This one is called culling. Yes, culling your collection. Do you do it? Do you let your collection go massively over and you don't care because you love all 300, 400, 500 of your games? How much is too many games to have? Some people only have collections of 20, 10, 50 even. I know one guy, he told me he only is allowed to have one small bookcase worth of board games. His wife told him, because if he was going to get in the hobby, it had to fit on the bookcase, not on top of it, but inside of it. If it doesn't fit in the board game, or if he wants to get a new board game, he's got to get rid of another one. Ooh, those are tough laws there, because she didn't want to be like this and have several Cadillac shelves. And I'll be honest, over the years, I have found it a little cumbersome. So, as everyone knows, last year during my top 100, I slashed it from, what was that, 253 the year before, 251 to I can't remember what it was at, 230 something or whatever. And it was like, oh, Matt, are you okay? Or are you culling your collection? Yeah, I just wanted to cut it down. I want to cut it down even more, to be honest with you. I'm trying to get it below 200 now. I think that's a manageable level. And why? Why? Because I'm getting out of the hobby? No, because I have a ton of games and I feel bad because if they're not going to get played, I try to make it a point every year to play every single one of my games. Man, when you got 243 games, that's hard. That's hard. And I found that I was really just trying to burn through as many games as I could so I could get all these played in a year. And I remember I'd call my buddy up and go, oh, man, I still got 117 games to play and only got 3 more months. I better, or 2 more months. I better hurry up and do some extra game days and just hurry up and get these games done. And I don't want to do that. But I also don't want a game to sit on my shelf all year long and not get played because it's just not worth it. So eventually I started, and I would give a few games away for Christmas, the games I didn't really care about, give away to my gaming group here and there. Because some of them liked it, and I just give them the game. But over time, I realized, you know what? I really just need to be culling the collection. So with Noble Knight, which is who I use, I've been culling it here and there. I just got one prepared and prepped for them to send off to them. I don't mind doing it. I think Noble Knight's just a great company. I've talked about them before on my channel, but it's easy to deal with them. And plus, I'm trying to I got a board game shelf kind of on its own over here. I'm trying to clear that one out, and it's got board games on all 5 shelves right now, but it's kind of sparse on the top 3 shelves. But I'm trying to clear that out and kind of put everything on one wall is my point here. So I think to do that, I have to get below 200. I don't know if I will do that because I'm always buying games as well. But I am buying some expansions, some promos, trying to focus on that to satisfy my appetite for craving the newest game. But I also am being more careful on what I pick too. But I feel like it's like a load is lifted when you're culling these games because a lot of them I wanted to keep because I love this game. I have great memories with this game. But to be fair, I don't play it anymore, or I rarely play it. So the game has lost its luster over a while. And even though I love the game, I enjoyed the game, I just know it's only going to get played once a year. And only because I'm forcing myself to do it. I never want to force myself to do this. This is a great game, but I found several games since then. And that tells me I got to part ways with it. Or if it has one little fault, man, I really like this game, but this. Well, then why do I keep dealing with that? Why do I keep letting this one mechanism or this one, how the ending works or whatever, or how these rules are always confusing? Why am I letting that bother me when I got games that don't do that? So it's like any game with a blemish like that on its record, I go ahead and I'm trying to X-nay out. And that's the best way I can do to cull this collection down. And I'll be honest, right now, as I'm culling through the collection, I feel like each year is going to get better. It's going to get easier to play these games. I'm going to play these games more than just once. That's the whole goal. When I do my top, when I rank all my games, anything outside my top 100 probably has only been played once. I'll mention a few times, maybe in the 125s, those games sometimes get played twice or so, but a lot of them only get played once. I have to rank it off of one playing. No, I want to rank them after a couple plays, I think. But to do that, and with the capacity I have on hosting board game nights and how I don't want to be in a rush, I want to enjoy every game, enjoy the community that I'm around. I feel like having less games and a tighter one. Now, you're thinking, Matt, how far do you want to cut? Down to 100? I don't think I could ever get down to 100. If I can stay at 200, I think that'd be fine. If I can stay even lower, who knows? Maybe I'll be able to cut it down even lower. And as long as I'm happy and I'm playing the games I still love, that won't bother me at all to cut the games a little bit lower. But either way, I just want to have a collection that It doesn't feel overwhelming. Not that, 253 did feel a little overwhelming. And as I've been cutting it down, I'm thinking, well, what else can I cut? How much else can I shave off the collection to make it lean enough to where we can have a lot of fun playing the games we love, several of them over and over and over again, because that's the goal of culling. But let me ask you this: do you cull that much? What's your mindset when you're culling a game? Sometimes a mechanism that you love works better in another game. For example, I used to have Machikoro a long time ago. Fun little game, right? You know what does it better? Black Fleet. I love Black Fleet. And when I realized that, I was like, I don't need Machikoro anymore. I have it here. So sometimes a game, just kind of surprises you and does better than the original version. And a lot of times I know when I play this game, I'm like, oh, that's the end of this game. I don't need this game anymore. I have this game now. I can mention several games like that I have in my collection that the moment that game hit, I went, it's bad news for the other games because they're going to get cut now because this is my favorite game for this genre or this mechanism or whatnot, this theme or whatever. So that's kind of how I look at it. But let me know how you look at culling your collection. How much do you have in your collection? How big is your collection? Do you actively make a point to keep it at a certain length? Or are you like, well, I'm open to having 500 games in my collection. It doesn't bother me that I don't play them all in a year. I just like having them there. So if I want to pull one out, I can play it. I don't know. It's up to you. Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I'm interested to hear about it, and I will talk to you next time.